Good morning BookTube, my name's Nadine, welcome to my channel. As today is a beautiful sunny day in Nottinghamshire, I thought we could sit outside and have the birds singing whilst we go through the second part of my April book haul. So, most of these, I'm happy to say, I got for free. As per usual, I don't know a huge amount about a lot of them, but we will whiz through these and see what there is. So, firstly, I'll go through my free books. I got these two Cant Eagleton books. I don't think I've ever read any Cant Eagleton before, but he writes historical fiction, and these are to do with Genghis Khan. So I believe this is the first one in the series. A man without a tribe was at great risk, so the young boy, abandoned with his siblings on the harsh Mongolian plains, had to struggle to avoid death. He survived both starvation and hostile attacks by learning remarkable leadership skills and gathering a group of outsiders like himself. Hunted and alone, he dreamed of uniting the tribes into one house, one nation. He became a great warrior. He would become father to his people. He would be Genghis Khan. So that should be pretty interesting. Then I picked up Lost Worlds, so What Have We Lost and Where Did It Go by Michael Bywater. So this is all sorts of different things that have disappeared from society, whether it's civilizations or types of sweets or animals, all sorts of things. So I thought that should be pretty good. I've heard that this is a really interesting, entertaining read. And sorry, Michael K. Vaughan. Dean Koontz, TikTok. This is the other freebie that I picked up of this one. Until I've read more Dean Koontz, from what I've heard, I'll hold off on picking up any more. But this sounds quite good. So this guy finds a ragdoll on his doorstep, and he just sort of dismisses the whole thing. But then he hears a sound coming from the ragdoll, and when he goes to investigate it, he can hear its heart beating. And then its eyes begin to unravel and a strange green eye appears and blinks, and then it's like a race against time. So evil doll shenanigans, good fun, hopefully. And then I picked up this one to read, hopefully with my son, Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. Self-explanatory, everybody knows the story of Peter Pan, but I've never actually read it. I was supposed to have done as part of my degree, but I didn't. And then I picked up this Ruth Rendell, the St. Zita Society. I've never read any Ruth Rendell. I picked it up because she was one of my mum's favourite authors, and I thought my mum's birth month was May. I thought it'd be quite nice in May to read a few of her favourite authors as a way to remember her. But it sounds quite interesting. When millionaire banker Preston Still kills his wife's lover by pushing him down the stairs, he looks to the family au pair to help him dispose of the body. But the au pair belongs to a St. Zita Society, a self-formed group of drivers, nannies and gardeners who are servants to the rich and whose intentions are not entirely benign. And then two more mysteries, two MC Beaton's, Death of a Liar and Death of a Prankster. These are Hamish Macbeth stories. I own quite a few Hamish Macbeths, but I haven't actually read any of them yet. But I do enjoy her Agatha Raisin series, but these ones are set in the Scottish Highlands. I don't know anything else about them. With mysteries, I always find it better to go in fairly blind. And then I got this Katachi classic Japanese design. It's basically just photographs. But I'm quite interested in Japanese culture, and my son is starting to show an interest in Japanese culture too, so I thought it would be quite interesting to have on the shelves or on the coffee table for us to flick through when we feel so inclined. And then these ones were books of my mum's. But there's no sentimental value with them. My mum was such a voracious reader that she would go through probably 20-30 books in a month. It was ridiculous the speed that she read at. And these were all just stuffed in a drawer. She probably didn't even read these ones. No Time for Goodbye by Linwood Barclay. So this is about a girl she goes out on a date one night when she was supposed to be at home, and when she comes back, everybody in her family is gone, and she doesn't know whether they've been murdered or whether they've disappeared, and so it follows her. And then The Missing Girl by Jenny Quintana. So this is about a woman. When she was a child, her sister disappeared, and then 30 years later, when her mother dies, she goes back to the house, to tie up the affairs, and it forces her to re-examine the disappearance of her sister. The Vice Society by James McCreet. I'll read the back of this one to you because I can't quite remember what it is. A young man plunges to his death from the window of a London boarding house. A prostitute lies brutally slain in a notorious street. Common enough incidents for Inspector Albert Newsom of the newly formed detective force. But why is Newsom's disgraced ex-colleague George Williamson secretly investigating the cases, aided by an infamous master criminal? When more women are murdered, it becomes clear that somebody is exerting pressure on the Commissioner of Police. And as the investigation develops, Williamson begins to ask if the mysterious death of his wife years before is linked to the latest spate of killings. And then I've got 3 Peter James. I believe these are all set on the floor now. These are all set in Brighton. I've never read any of his detective books before. I've read Cold Hill, Manor and Return to Cold Hill, I think that's what they were called. So I've got Dead Man's Time, Not Dead Yet, and Want You Dead. I see a theme there. If anybody has read any of these, let me know if they're any good. Like I said, I haven't actually read any of these detective books, and I do keep dropping on the floor, so I'm not sure if that is a sign. And then I've got Buried in Cornwall by Janie Bolitho. This is about an artist slash photographer who, after the death of her husband, settles in Cornwall, hoping for a peaceful life. And then when she is out painting one day, she hears a woman's screams and gets embroiled in a murder investigation. So, now onto the books that I've actually bought this month, or in this haul anyway. So these were all, apart from one, charity shop buys. So the first one was J.R.R. Tolkien, The Children of Urgot. So this is before the events of Lord of the Rings. Oh, there's a little robin bouncing around. The events of Lord of the Rings, and it's about a brother and sister who are, I think, being hunted by Morgoth, the first Dark Lord, due to he had some beef with their dad. I think that's what happened. I think Tolkien might put it slightly better than me. He was probably a little bit more skilled with words. But yeah, so it says their brief and passionate lives are dominated by the elemental hatred that Morgoth bears them as the children of Hurin, the man who dared to defy him to his face. Against them, Morgoth sends his most formidable servant, Glorung, a powerful spirit in the form of a huge wingless dragon of fire, in an attempt to fulfill the curse of Morgoth and destroy the children of Hurin. But this is so pretty as well. It's got illustrations. Let me find one for you. And it's so nice. I'm really looking forward to diving into this one, actually. It's been ages since I've read any Tolkien, and I've never read this one, so good fun there. Okay, now these two I picked up. I'm really intrigued by, I've never heard of them before, so I've got the Sorceress of Cars, I'm not sure, and the Wizard of, I'm just going to say Cars, I don't know. This, from what I can gather, is a 4-book series, and I've got books 2 and 3. But the charity shop, they didn't have any others. It's a space opera, and it's about this young, inexperienced captain who finds himself embroiled in more and more outlandish adventures with, there's magic, there's interdimensional aliens, there's space pirates, which is always a winner. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading these. What I'll probably do, because I can't find the hardback to match the set, I'm probably going to get the first one on Kindle just so I can start the series and it's like a cheaper option, and then if I love it, then I can always hunt down the first one. So yeah, if you've heard of these, let me know. I haven't heard of them before. So yeah. Okay, and then I got Murder She Barked by Krista Davis. So this is a cosy mystery, clearly. The Sugar Maple Inn in Wagtail, Virginia is the country's premier vacation hotspot for pet owners who can't bear to leave their furry friends behind. But this tourist town smells trouble when a killer goes on the prowl. That should be fun. I'm really looking forward to starting this series. And then, honestly, what is wrong with me? Terry Pratchett and Stephen Baxter, The Long Mars. I think, is this book 3 in his Long Earth series? I've read 1 and 2, but I want to start the series again because it's been so long that I feel like I only remember it quite hazily, and I'd like to start the series again. I was enjoying it. And then finally, Cassandra Clare, Lady Midnight, The Dark Artificers, Book 1. I think this is all to do with the Shadowhunters, which was like a Netflix TV series as well, I believe. Weirdly, I own so many Cassandra Clare books and I've never read any of them. So, if you're a fan, let me know. Is it worth like shoving them high up on my TBR? Because I've owned them for a few years now and I've just not got around to picking them up. And yet I still buy more. Weird. Anyway, that is it from me today. I'm going to go and get coffee. And I will be back next week with my April wrap up and other stuff. Okay, see you soon. Bye.